If you want to stop just thinking about your dreams and actually move towards them, I'm going to share with you exactly what you need to know. I've helped hundreds of women go from questioning themselves to actualizing their success in their dream. And here's the one thing I've taught them all. If you're someone who has ambitions and success and you have these dreams and these ideas in your mind, but you find yourself waiting, not moving forward with it, not taking the steps, this is going to change everything for you. You actually have two versions of you existing simultaneously. We have the one version that is so human, full of insecurities, full of fear, full of what ifs, full of second guessing, and full of, oh my God, I don't know if I can do this. And on the other hand, we have a very grounded, confident, visionary, knows what she wants, owns her worth, knows exactly how to go after it. You have two competing versions all the time. And here's the thing, the one that you identify with the most is the one that's leading your life. The crazy thing about all of it is that most women identify more with the version of us that's insecure, that's scared, that's worried about being judged, and that second guesses her confidence all the time. However, I'm here to tell you both versions exist in you, but only one of them actually is who you are. I call this the ego self and the higher self. The ego self is the one that questions everything. The ego will betray you left and right. Will on one hand say, yes, of course you can do that. You should do that. Go for that. And then on the other hand, it's like, oh, see, you're a failure. You're not enough. Blah, blah, blah. The ego will betray you left and right. This is not a reliable version of yourself. However, most of us are walking around thinking that the lazy, insecure, full of fear version is actually who we are. And so we don't go after the very thing that we know we're meant for because we think we need to fix this version of ourselves first. I'm here to tell you differently. The higher self version of you, the one that has the visions for what you want for your life, the one that has the dreams, the desires, and can literally see yourself doing it. Like you know exactly what you want and you know exactly what to do. That is in actuality the truth of who you are. If you're new here, hi, hello, my name is Marli. I'm a transformational coach and I'm a spiritual teacher. And I'm going to share with you my theology. You are a soul existing inside of a human body. The soul is the truth of who you are. This is that higher self version. And the desires of your heart, the visions, the dreams, the things that light you up, the things that make you so excited to think about your life actually being that is the path for your life. However, we are born into a whole set of programming that kind of counteracts the exact thing that we want. Now, don't get discouraged. This is with purpose. Walking that path of what you want is every ounce of soul growth that you are here to move through. So the insecurities, the fears, the I don't know if I can, the I'm worried about being judged, I'm not confident, whatever it is in fact all of the soul growth lessons that you're meant to walk through in order to become the next level version of you that manifests and creates your desires, your dreams, and your visions. So let's break that down practically. That means that that dream, that vision, that impossible thing that you want to do is in fact what you're meant to do. And in pursuing it, it's going to grow you as a person. It is meant to be this way. So we have two versions existing in us all the time. We have the higher self, which is in fact the true self. And then we also have the ego self, which is our counteracted programming. The counteractive programming, I like to say, think of it like your boxing partner. It's here to strengthen you. It's here to make you better. It's here to help you overcome. It's here so that you can choose who you actually want to be, who you actually are in the face of it. So when we're identifying with the counteractive programming, this is where you're getting it wrong. The insecure version, the fearful version, the not confident version is not actually who you are. It is actually a program. So the moment you start identifying more with the higher self version of you, the one who knows her path, the one who knows exactly what she wants to do. And not only that, you can literally see it in your mind. The more you identify with the confidence, with the audacity, with the I know who I am and I know what I want, the more organized, clear, And in flow, your life becomes, because you're not identifying with the non-truth. So I want you to think about it like this. Higher self is truth, ego is non-truth. So when I identify with the things that I'm afraid of, I am actually identifying with a false self. I am identifying with a lie. So our work is to pull all the power out of the idea that you are that version. You're not. And put the power into the higher self version of you who actually knows who she is. We play this game and we pretend like this is the true version of myself and this is the made up one that hopefully one day, someday, maybe I'll magically become. I'm here to tell you this is actually who you are. This is not. This is who you are. This is not who you are. The confident, inflow, abundant, I have a vision, I have a dream, I know exactly what I want. That is the truth of who you are. The fearful, insecure, not confident, I don't know who I am, I'm afraid to do anything. That's not who you are. That's the false self. This is programming. So the moment that you withdraw your identity from the false self and you choose, you decide to put it with the true self, that's when your life starts changing. Now, in the beginning, it might feel awkward. It might feel like, no, but I am actually the person who is afraid of everything and I do not know. You've trained yourself to believe that, but that's not the truth. The truth is this subtle, steady, strong energy that has always been in you. The ego is loud. The soul is subtle, but always steady. And when you start to operate more from this stronger, confident, higher self version of you, you are now working in tandem with God, in tandem with the divine, in tandem with the universe. You are now in that co-creative relationship. When you're identifying with the false self, you're just battling yourself all the time. You're like, I need to fix myself. I need to change this about myself. I can't do that until I fix this thing about me. No, just drop it. It's not who you are anyway. We need to put all of the power into the higher self that is identified with the truth of who you are. This is the relationship of co-creation with all that is. When you're here, owning your power, owning who you are, owning the desire and the vision that's been implanted in your mind, that's a true co-creative relationship with the divine. That's when we can move forward. That's when we can create things. And there is a side to this where it's like, you have to own it. The moment that you decide, my dream, my desire, my vision for my life is actually the path I'm meant to walk. It's not the like, hopefully one day, someday I could do it. It is the actual blueprint for your life. Everything starts aligning with you to make it so, because you're now living in the proper flow. Living in the ego with the false self, all you're doing is battling yourself. You're not creating anything. This is why it's a lie. It's a non-truth. It ends you up just looping in the same space. You know this if you've been there. If you've been going through your life year after year after year with an idea of what you want to do but never actually doing it because you've been battling yourself, you can see very clearly how the ego always leads you in a loop. This is not your truth. This is the inversion of what life is meant to be. So we pull that energy out, we put it into the higher self. Now you have energy to put towards creating the actual life that you want to be living. When we're all about ourselves, we're very self-centered. We're very much focused on me. Once we get out of that and you shift over, you become more focused on what I'm here to create, what I'm here to do. It's a more outward energy. And isn't that more in alignment with God? Isn't that what we're meant to do? Aren't we meant to bless the world with whatever it is that we have to give? We can't do that when we're caught up in ourselves trying to fix ourselves because we see some crazy problem that isn't even real. All we have to do is set it down, and begin to exercise the muscle of strengthening the relationship of you with truth, you with your higher self, you with that vision for your life. When you withdraw your identity out of the false self and you place it in truth where it's meant to be, this is when life starts aligning for you. So if you have spent years trying to fix something about yourself, I invite you today to put it down. Put it down, stop thinking about it, shift over to that vision for your life, shift over to the confident version of you, shift over to that higher self that's always there guiding you. Step into that, even if it feels awkward at first, even if it feels like, I don't really know, is this who I am? Start strengthening that muscle. What would it feel like for a day to just pretend that God was on your side? What would it feel like for a day to just pretend that that dream you have for yourself is in actuality the highest potential for your life? It's what you're meant to be doing. What would it feel like to just say, well, hey, just for fun, let me just start making moves towards that and see what happens? What would it feel like to just decide that your life is already aligned, you're already who you're meant to be, and all you need to do is begin to walk towards it? And if you're sitting there wondering, yeah, okay, but what do? I want you to go watch this video next.